It appears that Oklahoma is breaking the interwebs because a lot of folks are a little perturbed that they're potentially going to make the playoffs. It's kind of funny. You've got a Fox host who is losing his mind. He's really crashing out on the socials. And as I'm scrolling through it, I'm like, yep, got to make a video on it because why? Y'all deserve an opportunity to laugh as much as possible. Plus, another Twitter account over there, Reddit College Football, made a post that reminded us where we came from and where we are now. Let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over there at Sleeper. If you haven't checked them out for daily fantasy ball, of course, you're missing out. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and they're going to match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. So we've got to talk about this because the Oklahoma Sooners are right there on the cusp of making the playoffs. And the internet's kind of losing its mind about it. A 10-2 team, because there's other 10-2 teams out there, but they have yet to do anything that Oklahoma has done. So we're going to start off here with where Oklahoma came from and where they're at, because this post really did put a smile on my face. So, of course, the folks over there at Reddit College Football posted 4 years ago this week, Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma for USC and Brian Kelly left Notre Dame for LSU. And for that, Oklahoma and Notre Dame will forever be grateful. And we had to remind Reddit College Football what they said back in 2021 when this happened. It was this week, basically the 28th of November. Should have did on that day, but what else? We had Thanksgiving. We enjoyed ourselves. But it said, this move is a clear indication that Lincoln Riley wants to continue competing for conference and national titles. That's a lot easier against Oregon and Utah than Alabama and Georgia. Oklahoma simply won't be the biggest fish anymore. And in a way, there was some accuracies to that post because right now the conference championship is once again who? Alabama versus Georgia. And, the way that worked out perfectly is that Alabama beat Georgia. So that made it to where they could easily slide in. And so with Texas A&M losing their game to Texas, that put them out. But that's the thing that's funny about all of this is that everyone is taking these quote unquote statements that are being put out there. And I mean, they're really just like taking slight, little shots at Oklahoma or whatnot. But the good thing is we see where Oklahoma is. We see where Oklahoma came from. We see where Oklahoma is going. And I think to me, that's the most important thing. The only thing that matters right now is where Oklahoma is going, because we came from a situation. I mean, you go 6-7, 10-2, 10-3, 6-7, and now 10-2. It's a roller coaster ride, but we've stayed the course. We see where BV is going. We see where this team is potentially going, and we're all riding with it. So we're all excited about that. And I'm hoping you all are enjoying this ride. I am. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of fun. But in the end, we know that the product's going to get better and better week over week, and we're going to see better situations. We're going to see better future returns from this team. So I'm really hoping y'all taking that in and enjoying that. It ain't going to be perfect. It ain't going to be pretty. Sometimes it's going to be ugly. It's going to be grimy because this ain't a beauty pageant. This ain't no beauty contest. This is all about W's, and they're eking them out. But I got to talk about this Fox executive that really, this host that keeps just crashing out. Before we do that, let's make a couple of picks here from our partners over there at Sleeper. Let's make a couple of picks here and something you guys can take advantage of. And so right now they've got that. Today it's a boost in hockey, 30% boost. Pick 4 more players, pick more or less on the statistics, and you can jump in the game. They got all kinds of promos. So we're going to look at the promos today, and then we'll make a couple of picks. Let's look at the NBA, 4+ basketball. We're going to use that one. And we're going to get some NBA games going. Don't think my Thunder play tonight, but I'm looking at this Indiana game, which is pretty interesting. Let's take a little bit more on Evan Mobley getting a double-double. Pascal Siakam is the dude for him. He's going to take more. Nembhard, I think he'll do more on the rebounds and assists because he's going to ball hard. Donovan Mitchell, definitely going to take more on the 40.5. I think I'm going to do mores only in this one. Tyson, I don't think I like him. We'll do less here. And TJ McConnell, he's going to go off. Pick 4 more players, pick more or less on the stats. You can take advantage of the promo. Training game days and the paydays. So Check them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Plus, give you $20 just for checking them out. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Okay, first, let's look at the crash out. And let me explain kind of what's going on. So Chris the Bear Felica, a.k.a. the Bear over there, he does the Bear bets and stuff. He used to do it on College Game Day, and that kind of went to Stanford Steve, and now he's doing it over there at Big Noon for Fox. And this is how he started off the year, though. He started off the year with a lot of love for Oklahoma. I can't recall seeing a schedule where every single future conference opponent is currently ranked. Oklahoma's schedule is ridiculous. I guess the positive, in quotes, is only 3 of them are true road games. Fair point. Super tough. Schedule's hard. And it kind of went from there to him kind of losing his mind. And he lost his mind in a way that I was a little surprised about. Like, it wasn't a standard, your traditional crash out of, what we're used to. This was one of those bad crash outs. Like, this is where he started with it. So he jumps in here and talks about the games, and he talks about how bad Oklahoma's offense is. Understood. We all know that. Oklahoma's offense has struggled. Even though it's statistically in the middle of the road of the SEC, Oklahoma's offense has struggled. And he points out that Oklahoma's 2-0 in the games where they were outgained by 100 yards. I'm curious to know, is that like a bad thing? And Oklahoma hasn't gained 400 yards since September 13th at Temple. Okay. But has Oklahoma lost the games where they didn't? Because if you really look at it, Oklahoma has dragged everybody down into the mud with them, and they just beat the crap out of them in the mud, which I appreciate. Some don't. I do. Because I learned that defenses, if you can stifle teams all game long, make it frustrating for them, make it tough for them to do anything, kind of got a better chance of choking them out and winning it than it is trying to get in shootouts constantly. Because shootouts are really stifled more by turnovers than games where you choke somebody out. Keep that in mind as we walk through some of this stuff. And so he has not, it's not been a good day for the Bear. It appears that he is upset for real that Oklahoma is in the scenario that they are in right now. And I truly do not understand why he is so mad. And so from there, he started to really dig his heels into his hate and his angst for what Oklahoma has. And this is kind of where it stemmed up for him on the 30th. Miami wins so for Stuart Mandel over there at The Athletic points out that Miami did everything he's supposed to do to be ahead of Notre Dame. So the expectation, Miami should be ahead of Notre Dame. And for us, we said the same thing. We said that to BYU fans. We've said that to Miami fans. Hey, I don't know what y'all coming at us for. We've won games against ranked teams. At the time of playing them, 5 teams we played that were ranked at the time we matched up, we beat them. Our 2 losses are to number 14, 15 Texas and number 5 Ole Miss. Like, what are we doing here? Your issue, BYU. Your issue, Miami, is with Notre Dame. Miami beat Notre Dame, and they couldn't even get ahead of them. But it's because Miami kept losing games to unranked teams, right? You're losing to Louisville, who's now no longer ranked, right? The games that they lost were not good games. SMU, not a good game to lose to. But, he points out that they should win that argument. But then he started to take shots. The dirty little secret is that both Miami and Notre Dame are better than the SEC glut of Ole Miss, OU, and Bama. Now, for the uninitiated here, our guy, the Bear, is a Miami grad. So, of course, he's writing for Miami specifically like that because he's got to ride for his people. I guess I get it. I guess. Do I get it? Not so much. I'm going to be honest. I don't actually understand it because it doesn't make any sense to me for him to ride against Oklahoma, who has done everything he needed to do to win and get in like that. And this is kind of where he started to take these shots. What a gritty win, tough place to go win. That team's better than their record every week is tough in this league. And he pointed out 5 games for Oklahoma that they won. And then he said, that's just a bad loss. It can't happen to SMU and Louisville. So he compared Oklahoma's 5 wins to Miami's 2 losses. Didn't include Miami's wins. I mean, Notre Dame is one you probably could throw in there, and that's about it. Didn't throw in the other big games Oklahoma played in. Like, their 2 losses are to Ole Miss and Texas. Didn't throw in their Michigan game in here. I don't see Michigan. I don't see Alabama in here at all. 2 wins that Oklahoma has as well. Didn't want to put them in there, which is bananas to me. And basically just kind of proves the point that in the Cigarrin rating, Oklahoma played some top 30 teams consistently when it comes to the P4s. So in what universe does it make sense for Miami to be in over Oklahoma? I thought it was funny that he's crashing out like this. And I thought that y'all would enjoy that because it's one of those situations where you got to remember the media is always going to be against Oklahoma. Let's get used to it. I get my things together and I get my college football show on there. I won't be against Oklahoma. I'll tell the truth. But we realize that majority of the media members just hate Oklahoma. I just don't get it. Now, I understand if you're saying that, this Oklahoma offense isn't something to, be excited about. We get that. No complaint from me, no complaint from any true Sooner fans that understand and breaks down and looks at this. But at the same time, we put up yards against LSU. We turned the ball over, but we put up yards, still won the game. That's what's most important. So I thought it was funny. I thought it would be a fun video put in while I was in my hotel room, digging in the socials before I head to dinner. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Want to hear your thoughts. So Oklahoma's gotten some commitments while I've been flying and traveling. 2 of them, to be exact. And I can't keep up. So we'll get a video out about this class as we prepare for signing day. We'll break down some of the film on some of them a little bit. It was a 27 running back and a 26 linebacker that we've been waiting for, Megatron Moore, out of Alabama, Selma, Alabama. Pretty excited about him, but we'll jump into that a little bit later. Shout out to our partners at Sleeper. You ain't checked them out for Daily Fantasy Ball. You are missing out. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to match your first deposit 100% up to $100. Plus, they're going to give you $20 just for checking them out. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details, and we will chop it up soon.